The hum of the assembly line at Wellman Plastics was a rhythmic, soul-crushing lullaby that Darlene Connor had never expected to hear again in her adult life. Standing shoulder to shoulder with her sister Becky, she adjusted her blue surgical mask, feeling the recycled air turn warm and stale against her face. It was the year 2020, and the world had narrowed down to the space between two safety yellow lines on a cold concrete floor. "This is so much better than waiting tables," Becky shouted over the mechanical roar, her hands moving with practiced, robotic precision. "You do not have to concentrate. Your mind can wander anywhere. For 8 hours a day, I am a free woman in my own head." Darlene squinted as she snapped a plastic component into place, her eyes looking weary. "I just got back from Hawaii," she replied dryly, her voice dripping with the familiar Connor irony. Becky looked over, her eyebrows shooting up in mock surprise. "Really? How was the surf?" "No," Darlene deadpanned. "I just got back from hell. Oh wait, I am still here. My mistake." It is hard to tell the difference with the steam coming off these vats. Despite the grim surroundings, there was a strange, desperate sense of community on the line. A small, colorful envelope was being passed from worker to worker, moving slowly against the flow of the plastic parts. It was a relic of a pre-pandemic world, a physical object touched by dozens of hands. "Oh, check it out," Becky said, taking the envelope with a smile. "It is so cool that people pass things to each other along the line. It feels human, you know?" "Yeah," Darlene muttered, not breaking her rhythm. "Especially during a pandemic. It is like a lazy river of disease. We are basically playing hot potato with a virus." Becky opened the envelope, ignoring her sister's cynicism. "Oh, it is a birthday card for Nicole. She is 68 today." She let out a genuine laugh as she read the inside. "Ha ha ha, that is so Nicole." Darlene stopped her hands for a microsecond, a plastic joint clicking under her thumb. "Who the hell is Nicole, and how do you know these people?" "We have been here like 3 days, Becky. You are acting like you grew up in this factory." "I am getting to know these people because I actually eat lunch with them," Becky countered, passing the card to the next worker. "And I do not sit in my car alone blasting NPR like fresh air is gangster rap. I actually talk to human beings." "I am sorry if I need a little mental stimulation," Darlene snapped. "I cannot shut my mind off like everybody else here can. I need words, ideas, something that is not molded plastic." "That is so you," Becky sighed. "You assume these people are stupid just because they work here, when you won't even bother to get to know them. You are the one missing out." Darlene caught a glimpse of the card as it moved further down the line. Nicole's card has a mountain lion dressed in a business suit, and it says, "You cannot fool us. You are still a cougar." I think I know all I need to know about Nicole right there. A moment later, a small container was passed back through the line. Becky handed it to Darlene. "Stuff your bitter hole with this. It is probably sugar-free because of Nicole's diabetes." "Ooh, diabetic cougar cake from a total stranger?" Darlene raised an eyebrow. "Hard pass. I prefer my midday existential crisis without the risk of a blood sugar spike." Back at the Connor house, the evening air was filled with the discordant, jarring sounds of a guitar being tuned. Louise sat on the sagging sofa, leaning back with a glass of wine, watching Harris struggle with the fretboard. The girl's fingers were red and trembling. "Okay, that is an E7, Louise instructed, her voice calm and encouraging. Harris winced, pulling her hand away as if the strings were made of hot wire. "It hurts to press the strings. My fingertips feel like they are going to fall off." "It will hurt until you build up your calluses," Louise said gently. "It is, unpleasant, but if you stick with it, it gets better. Like whiskey, or sex, or living with your grandfather." Harris looked up, a small smirk forming. "So, Ty saw you get the itch to play again? You have been staring at that guitar like it is a long-lost friend." "Yeah," Harris admitted, her bravado slipping. "There is this guy I am dating online. I just want to work out some feelings. Music seems safer than talking right now." Louise nodded. "Yeah, relationships during COVID can be pretty tough. I mean, I like being here with your grandpa, but when I mentioned that I would go home at some point, he got a little but hurt. He is sensitive under all that flannel. He wants to be with you," Harris said, looking back at the strings. "I do not think my guy will ever commit to me. You know, until he gets a divorce. Which is basically a fairy tale." Louise did not miss a beat. "Trust me, they never get divorced. And if they do, They are not as hot anymore because they are broke and living in a studio apartment. You are wasting your prime years on a man who is hiding in his basement to text you. Harris paused. You didn't even flinch when I told you I was dating a married guy. No lecture. Oh, you are 18, Louise said, taking the guitar. You are old enough to make your own choices that will cripple you for the rest of your life. My job is just to show you how to play the blues while you do it. Here, give it to me. I will show you the chords that actually sound like a heartbreak. Louise struck a somber, deep chord that vibrated through the small room. Ugh, Harris groaned. Okay, teach me. Oh, is there a cover charge? Dan's voice rumbled as he walked in, looking dusty and tired. Because I really just came in to use the bathroom. But this looks like a very exclusive club. We are just, working on a blues progression, Louise said, smiling at him. I will be with you in a second. Oh, Chuck called, Dan said, his face falling. And he cannot make that poker game tomorrow night. Something about a cough. Damn it, Dan muttered to himself. I am sick of this here COVID. I got nowhere to go. My friends do not play poker anymore, and I cannot take their dough. I am losing my edge. Louise looked at him with concern. Want to talk about it? You look like you just lost your favorite hammer. Supposed to play poker tomorrow night, Dan explained, sinking into his recliner. You know, first time since all this happened. I was actually looking forward to it. But everybody canceled. They have all got underlying conditions, and they are free to die, but they are not free to play five-card stud. Well, if you are missing poker that bad, Louise suggested, we have enough people in the house to put a game together. We have cards, we have chips, and we certainly have enough attitude. Dan's eyes narrowed slightly. When you say people in the house, does that mean you are planning on staying here tonight? Or are you just passing through? Yes, Dan, Louise replied with a playful roll of her eyes. I will be here. And I told you, I will give you plenty of notice before I go home. I was just asking about the game. Just asking, Dan repeated, a bit of the tension leaving his shoulders. So what about the game? I do Kong beat. Half the fun of poker is trash talking each other. If I tell you you do Kong bat KY balls now, it is just true. It is a biological fact. You could say, what line were you in when they were passing out the ovaries? Louise suggested with a grin. Dan chuckled. All right, if I could make fun of lady parts without getting a drink thrown in my face, I guess that would be okay. I do not know all the names, though. Oh, what is that thing that looks like antlers? Fallopian tubes, Louise answered without hesitating. And if you bet against me, you will learn exactly what they are for. The kitchen was a mess of baby gear and grocery bags. Becky walked in, looking exhausted, carrying a heavy sack. Hey, Beck, Darlene said, looking up from her laptop. I picked you up some of those teething biscuits Barbara Rose likes. Oh, thank God, Becky sighed. She has got 2 teeth now, so she is chomping on everything. The other day, she almost took off a nipple. I guess that is why God gave us 2 backup parts. Well, how are things at the lunchbox? Darlene Hoy, is business picking up at all? I have been doing a lot of deliveries, Becky said. People are too scared to come in. Since I have been working for Instacart, I have been picking up stuff for a few restaurants. You know, they do not want to buy in bulk because they are waiting for their customers to be able to taste and smell again. Yeah, I get it, Darlene said, closing her laptop. My place is just barely hanging on. Well, you know the Lamford Lotus? They are in real trouble. Oh, really? Becky Hoy. So that is the last Thai restaurant in town. Uh-huh, Darlene Gatdow. And if they go out, there is no place left for the white people to get their pad Thai. The menu is like a jungle to them. They are afraid if they get too far in, they will never find their way back from pad CEW. Was your soul-sucking job as sucky as mine today? Becky Hoy, trying to lighten the mood. Anyone brutalize you for picking unripe bananas? Hey, Darlene defended. I am not one of those lazy shoppers who just grabs a bunch, okay? I am a professional. I go banana by banana, and then I retape them at the top. I am the Da Vinci of produce. You used to be so interesting, Becky joked, poking her sister in the arm. Yeah, Darlene though die. I was just faking it until I could get my hands on all of this factory work. I am living the dream, one safety mask at a time. You know, if you see you Thursday to get to know the people on the line, it might not be such a miserable job, Becky said. They are people, Darlene. Yeah, Darlene countered. Becky said the same thing, and I tried at Kaikon Dang Dap the RAV today. There was a woman hovering nearby, so I thought, okay, Be human. I said, nice top. Then she told me where she got it, how it was mismarked, and then how she made the poor cashier honor the mismarked tag for 40 minutes. And I started to feel like that guy on the news that hacked his own arm off just to get away from that boulder. I am not built for small talk. Come on, Becky encouraged. You see you fine, make the best of it. And how painful is it to just be friendly? Boy, you do not know me at all, Darlene whispered, staring at a stack of bills. A few days later, Dan and Jackie were standing by the window. When are they going to be done paving so we can use the parking lot again? Jackie, hoy. Little Miss NPR has no place to eat her lunch without getting asphalt in her kale. Darlene walked in, holding a piece of paper. Ha. Oh my God, look at that. Dan took the paper. It was a caricature of Darlene dressed as Marie Antoinette, standing over a pile of cake with a look of extreme disdain. It is perfect, Dan laughed. I know. It looks just like her, right? Oh, totally, Jackie Dong Y Koi Lon. It captures your inner queen perfectly. Louise walked into the room, and the laughter subsided. It is kind of nice that Louise has been riding out this pandemic with you, Dan. Jackie NOI. Well, it has been amazing, Dan admitted, looking at Louise. But she is already making noises about wanting to go back to her place. I thought for sure she would want to stay here in this palace of luxury. Has anybody that has lived here ever muon lie? Jackie hoy. They all come back eventually, but they have to be impoverished with absolutely no options left. We are the last resort. Dan sat at the kitchen table, which was now covered with a green felt cloth. It is about time. I will see your 50 cents and raise you $1. Becky leaned over the table, her eyes intense. Going down, old man. Look me in the eyes, Becky, Dan and O. Why? So you can read my mind. No. So you the hurt when you take the last couple dollars your frail, hobbling father needs for heart medicine. Think of my valves, Becky. Becky didn't flinch. Get ready to have a heart attack, Pops. I will call the ambulance, but I am keeping the pot. Damn, you are cold, Dan whispered. I raised a shark. Harris looked at her cards. I still think you are lying, Grandpa. Raise it $1. So it is to me, DJ NOI. Look me in the eyes, DJ, Dan commanded. I do kong muon jiat bo dao. I am out, DJ though die. Harris dung day, bung mot, sai gio no. Would anyone like a stylish face mask? Only ba du la. Hey, Dan NOI, inspecting one. Did you make this one out of my Led Zeppelin t-shirt? The one from the 77 tour. It is a very soft, breathable fabric, Harris replied calmly. I would have used your underwear, but they had holes in them and nobody wants to breathe through your failures. Yeah, I think I will take one. DJ NOI, handing her the money. You beat Day, Louise, Dan NOI. If you stay in our bubble permanently, you won't even need a mask. You can breathe the free air of the Connor house. You beat Day, DJ, Louise NOI, leaning back. I am happy to have been quarantining with you guys. It has been a lifesaver. But I am an independent person, and I like to be somewhere where the dead skin on the loofah and those weird hairs on the soap are mine and mine alone. Jackie walked in, looking at her watch. You are an hour late. Deal or no deal? Yeah. Becky NOI, sliding into a seat. I was busy making you all something that I want to test out at the lunchbox. Sai Giida? More biscuits. Darlene hoy. Pad Thai, Becky announced, setting a steaming bowl on the table. Thinking about doing a special. 2 for Bondu La. People can get perfectly good Thai food from the Lanford Lotus, Darlene pointed out. Why would we serve it? Don't need a reason, Dan interjected. Last time I checked, this is America, the great melting pot. Back to the game. Raise it $1. All right, Harris NOI, pushing her chips in. I will see you that $1 and raise it muoy lam du la. Dan whistled. Whoa, you can tell the players without kids just by the raises. They have no fear. I am out. Yeah, DJ Dong Y. I think I better fold. Harris looked at Louise. What line were you in when they were passing out the ovaries? I thought you were the badass in the Gia Din. Louise squinted at her cards. Might be bluffing. She paused. Okay, I will see you. Harris flipped her cards over with a grin. Full boat. Kings over 2s. Hand over the cash. Louise stared at the cards, then at her empty chip pile. That was kind of psycho, she muttered. Can I have my high muoy du la back? No way. Harris NOI, raking in the pot. You want to be treated like a grown-up, you have to take it in the shorts like a grown-up. Our band dua toi Louise Hoy, her voice rising. I worked hard for that money. Chung ta do work hard for the money, Becky sang under her breath. Donna Summer was right. Next time you will be more careful, Harrison Oi coolly. So what? You are teaching me a lesson. Louise Hoy, her eyes snapping. I do Kong can I do tu chow. You are Kong Phi Tam Chi La family. The room went silent. Louise stood up and walked out. Dan stared at his granddaughter. Oh wow, that was fantastic. Truly a masterpiece of bridge burning. Now we should go down to the 7-Eleven and you can hit that penny tray they have for the children's hospital. Look, I Kong Phi trying to be mean, Harrison Oi, feeling the weight of the room. I was just playing the game. I am going to go talk to her, Dan and Oi, standing up. That will only make it worse, Jackie warned. It will blow over on its own if you give it space. Well, we were getting along so great, Dan though die. This is your first real fight with a teenager, Darlene noted. It is kind of like stepping on a cobra Varroy trying to give no emotes I hug to say you're sorry. It doesn't work that way. I guess, Dan and Oi. What do ban gi Jackie? I gi nu chung tar taking the kids' money. Hey Mang Mary back in here, Jackie and Oi. She has got muoi mot du la and that fake dog food can in her closet. I was a little short last twan, and I borrowed some. I replaced it. Later that evening, Dan found Louise sitting on the back porch. You have been out here a long time, he and Oi. Ban comb you on moteets I sweater or something? No thanks, Louise traloy, staring into the dark yard. Did ban co moteets I crappy day too? Dan Hoy, sitting beside her. Wasn't my best, Louise admitted. Why? What happened to you? Online school is so frustrating. Harris's voice drifted out from the kitchen. There are glitches, and kids' computers are Kong working. Bob Bomi Ho are trying to fix them. One mom had a breakdown. She was drunk, screaming out that algebra is useless. Darlene walked onto the porch. See? Kai and Oi din your education. Aren't ban glad I am totally checked out. Harris followed her. What happened to you, Mom? Someone at work put up a cartoon of me dressed as Marie Antoinette because I didn't eat a piece of birthday cake, Darlene and Oi. They think I am acting like I am above them, which is impossible because I barely tam chi Noi chi and voi ho. What do bangi? Con trong jong nu moteets I snaba. Darlene hoisie nam. It is possible that some people could interpret ban theo catch do. Dan Noi chamrai. Really? Tai sa ban kong Noi chi and voi ho. Louise Hoy. Well, because we have nothing in common, Darlene Jai Tick. Boy v they have lived different lives than I have, and their lives are different. I said different. All right, fine, Darlene conceded. I come off as a classist snob. I will have lunch with them tomorrow. I will eat the cake. Good luck, Louise and Oi. And remember, a stranger is just a friend ban chua gap thoi. Darlene and Koi. See de la tai saw marked by bully day. The next day, Darlene Goy Tren Mot, Sai Gi, Lan Leo Trong Fong Gi. Mot Nu De Fu Nu Tu Day, Chien Tien, Ligon Ko. I am Darlene, Becky's sister. Well, now I cannot hide that anymore. Nu Oi Fu Nu Tra Loi. So Ban Kong Phi eating lunch Trong Sai bathroom voice stall number high reserved for another diner ah? Darlene Hun Vi. I look tuk su weird kai kanen. Ninkon Kong tick people watching me. And bonus, ko moteets I roll of napkins nai do next to you. Okay nu twa sit with you chu? Nu Doi Fu Nu Hoi. It is moteets I free country, Darlene and Oi. Condom wa nuoi beat sai do. Conda thate sai nai. Kochi veo buck hin beam hoa. That was the intent kai twa vi no, nuoi fu nu koi. Nay nai. Darlene and Oi, ko gang chan ton. If I gave the impression rang kon gi kon tot han wa nuoi, kon ko. Why kon la, mi konda lam vico day. Twa beat, nuoi fu nu and Oi. Twa da lam vic voi mi ko. Ko I rat tien voi moi nuoi. Hey jia din la chung ta dang, noi vi kung mot nuoi d, Darlene noted. Teep tucd. Phi ko I la moteet sai badass, nu doi fu nu teep tuc. And hung it not ko I kong di quan day like a prissy little bitch. Darlene and Matt. Con beat con trong ko vi aloof. Chi la, ban beat day kong chin zak la dream job qua con. No kung kong phi la dream job kwami ko dao. Nu oi fu nu vac lai. And hung ko I chua bao gio siu su nu the no thap kim han min. Phi. Nu ko I thay ko tron trong fong tam. Che moteet sai ming bonsin not gon lan. ko I esi zaho vi ko de. Nai, Darlene fan doi. Mikon esi kong zaho vi kon dao. Miko the mang kon vi thu tun trong saibon. In hung mi lon noi voi kon rang mi muon kon ko mot, sai kuok song tot han. Mikon de lam vik o de chien nai de kon kong fi lam the. In hung ko I de lam vik o de de nui song ko. Nu oi fu nu noi chuk nich. Ko kong tik song vik nai. Quay nu goi lai va gi vik di. Ko hong dai nu oi nagwai kia dang doi de thay the cho qua ko de. Okay, ban beat kong. Darlene noi dung day. Con kong can mot tsai lecture 2 ko. Ko kong beat give con ca. Con de tu bo Thursday con u da nint song vik nai. Con kong not thai at phi gia vo la con tik no. Va ko beat gi kong. Con se jutsai hin nai. Do no day Thursday han va za tin. Con tik no vi ko de vi, con kon guk. Boi toi ham du. Dan va Louise dang chia semot tsai ly ru, yin tin trong fong kok. Ban beat day, drinking alone la mot tsai sign qua mot, sai serious problem day, dan nin zet. Nu m wong voy on. Du ko nia la m hon ton on. Louise tra loy. Sai chien voy Harris tuk su lam on ban tom. Dan thuan nan. Va m dang noi voy on la con bse vut qua thoy. Louise noi. Mse kong koi no qua niam trong dao. On phi lam the, dan noi. Nu on muon ko mot tsai relationship voy kak con va kak, chow qua on chot tsai fan con lie of my life. On muon no la mot tsai tot. Louise dung hin. Wow. Sai gi the? Dan hoi. On voa noi, fan con lie qua kuok doi. Du ko van de gi Louise nap emotin gumru. Sao kai noi muon jutsai apartment qua min. De kong gi fan con lie qua kuok doi la mot tsai option. Lam the now ma ko than gu and see the ma van song sat duakan hi. Dan hoi voy mot tsai nu koi. In hung loi tu te tu nu doi mu. Louise koi. Nay nai,